Our next topic is from Chapter 3, and Chapter 3 encompasses theory. And theory is really important to either gain perspective or provide perspective. So there's two ways to look at that, inductive and deductive, but we'll get into that. So for our next slide, we're going to talk about inductive, meaning developing a conclusion from the research findings. And deductive is reasoning from an established theory to guide a research. And most often what is used is theory to guide research to provide that structure to one's research and to provide that guidance or framework, so to speak, for the inclusion of a project or research. So with that being said, there are developmental stages of theory. Descriptive is basically looking at what is very tangible and seeable. Then it goes into explanation and predictive. So those are all factors to really dive into as you're doing your reading. So kind of key into those aspects as you're reading your Tappan text. So the correlation between research and theory goes both ways, very honestly. Research can test a theory, and theory can guide research. So it goes both ways. So just know that it's really important to examine a theory that's congruent with your topic, your area of focus, and what makes sense, because very often the theories do provide structure or guidance, and they may also help you in your literature review by looking at the components of a theory and looking into all those key elements as you're examining your topic. So again, it really helps to guide research. And again, as theories are being developed, research can test a theory as far as making sure that it is coherent and that it passes the test and retest type factor as far as research, making sure that what we are using are the best possible theories for our practice. So as we look forward, it's really important to look at theories in concept type tree. Conceptual framework is very, very broad. It's like the meta paradigm. It's the biggest of the big, so to speak. And then we move to grand theory. Again, it's very broad, but very often grand theory involves very aerial views of a particular phenomena or topic, and very often it's also adopted from different disciplines into nursing, so translating the findings from another discipline into the practice of nursing. And very often some of the leadership grand theories are integrated into nursing and how that translates into nursing. So kind of keep that in mind. And also the grand theories tend to provide some structure to organize our practice. So it's a very broad view, aerial view, a guiding view, so to speak. The mid-range theories are a little more refined, and typically they're focused on a particular area of knowledge. It may be a particular type of maybe involving a particular population of patients. It may be an aspect of an area of knowledge. It may be related to end of life, those types of things. So you're looking at a much more focused area of knowledge versus the grand theories or the conceptual framework. So it's kind of systematic. The biggest is the conceptual frameworks, then to the grand theories, and then coming down to a specific area of practice or knowledge are the mid-range theories. Excuse me. So if you have any questions about theory, again, as you're doing your literature reviews on particular topics, you'll start to see that there's themes in the types of theories that are used in studies, and that will help guide you in looking at particular theories that may be appropriate for your area of focus when you're doing your research. So you'll start seeing themes, and you'll find that certain theories really resonate with what your area of focus may be for your project or for your research. So keep that in mind as you're doing your readings, and keep that open thought process to really start identifying those themes. So if you have any questions, please let me know. We will be talking more and more about some of these concepts as we move forward in the course, and you will actually be looking into particular theories as we move forward. So keep this chapter tagged, because you will be using it in the future as well.